We are live. Good morning, Facebook world. I'm sorry, I am Jennifer, your host today on Wake Up with Toastmasters, and I have our co-host, Jean Dunford. Hi, Jean.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I am good. I am actually in a different room today, so I get a background. Oh my goodness, still coming off of the momentum of the convention conference this past weekend. I was editing pictures. For those of you who are still looking for pictures, it does take a minute to actually edit and make them look halfway decent so you can actually see people, or, we just don't throw up the pictures on the walls and there's eyes closed and blurriness. So we do have to edit those pictures and make them look presentable, because one of our core values is excellence, and so we at least want it to look halfway decent and not look shabby. So just to let you know, pictures are on the way. So I hope to have them posted by tomorrow night, if not tonight. So working on them. It is a volunteer position, and we do work and have other things in our lives. And when you're trying to edit 600, actually it's 700 pictures, first you have to go through and say that what you don't like, throw them out. And then it boils down to, I think I'm at 200 pictures. So give me a minute. It was an all-day thing, and we do have to edit them. So just give me a little bit of time. So did you watch the conference? You weren't there. So.
No, I started to watch part of it and fell asleep. I was not feeling well.
Oh, well, that was sad. Sorry to hear. Did you watch
really
any
bad
of the speech contest, or?
No, I was out of it.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you what, on that speech contest, that I will be able to post the ones who didn't win. And when you see the ones who didn't win, you will have to know that the person who won was really deserving, because of the fact that if she can beat those 2 or 3, I think it was 3, then yeah, she deserves it, because everybody was top notch. And I would have hated to be the judge for that international contest, because like I said, everybody was top notch. They were on point. They were a very vivid and gave amazing gestures, and stories were heartfelt, and too bad we couldn't take them all to the quarterfinals. So, but Martha did an amazing presentation, and her story is amazing, and it makes you want to go out and break out the china and and wear that fancy dress just because. So it was a great story. So and then on top of that, we had our evaluations. Again, when you see the videos, that how do you choose which evaluator? I'm sure the judges had a really, really hard time, but Judy did an amazing job, and she, congratulations to her. And Monica from my club, Toastmasters in the Kitchen, she actually gave evaluation points, and every time she presented, I got excited that I want to be evaluator every single time, because I want to be as good as she is. So they both did an amazing job, and I think it's Mary and Mickey as well, but Monica came in second and Judy came in first. So good job, ladies, on that. And then, of course, we had our elections, right, Jean? And our elections were, most of us ran unopposed. I think all of us ran unopposed. So we wanted this position, and we got the position. So that's pretty exciting that we all who said, I want to step up, we're able to step up into the positions of district director, our very own Wake Up with Toastmasters, chartered originator, Gene Williams, yay. And then as district director, Ken Richardson as quality program director. We have a newbie.
Oh yeah, who is that?
Scott Trousseau. So I hope to see him on the shows soon. And he is our club growth director. So he's from New York. So that'll be kind of fun to watch him do Wake Up with Toastmasters. And then I can't remember everybody else. The admin is actually Dana Wall Oakley. So that's cool. And then I don't know who's finance. Can't remember everybody. But it's definitely going to be a good team, leadership team for the district. We have people who have been with our district from day one, who have been with D33 or District 33 from the past, and who are committed to helping our district grow in membership. I will be not the public relations manager anymore, so you won't see my face as much. I think you'll probably only see my face as a guest, maybe, versus a host. What do we think about that? So, but if we need me as a host and still on Wednesdays, I could do that as well. Because look at Jean's like, yes.
Yes, of course. We always need you.
Yes. So, but now with new people coming in, we will give them that opportunity to, of course, do the show. And even though I feel like it's kind of my baby as well, because I still remember on July 1, I get the email from Gene Williams going, hey, this is what I want to do. How are we going to make it work? I'm like, okay, well, this is how we're going to do it. And setting up the whole Facebook page for her and the Gmail. And so.
You know what? I just had a thought. You and I should get the district director and the incoming district director and Ken and I can't remember his name. It's Scott. Thank you. We get the three of them on, and you and I can interview them. What do you think of that?
Well, maybe we should do that. I
think we should do that.
Ken, I know that he will have to bail out if it's on Wednesday, of course, so we could interview him, find out what their goals are. So I will send a message to Scott and see if they want to come on board next week.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah, so district officers now what? Continues.
A week from today.
Yeah. So if Gene Williams can pop on as well, and then we'll get with Ken.
We'll see who's asleep and who's awake.
Well, I think it's good to see, what the direction is. I have to pull one of those Toastmasters International booklets and see division director. Now what's my job? What am I supposed to be doing? But I know that my job will be to bring some information down from the district to the area directors and the area directors to the members. So, and I know it's to also grow clubs. I'm excited about this position because we have a lot of members who are on the verge of DTMs, district or distinguished Toastmasters. So they're on the cusp. I'm one of them. And I think that we are going to be able to generate a lot of DTMs, distinguished Toastmasters. And with that, with growing and getting our distinguished Toastmasters, we have to do speech crafts or coaching. And along with that, that means growing new clubs or obtaining new clubs. So I'm excited that this district is about to blossom with new clubs. Don't you think?
I think so. What division do you have, Jennifer?
I have Division D. D. So, we have a lot of good clubs in this division and a lot of energy. I'm super excited about it because of these clubs are long-time clubs, and therefore, if they're long-term clubs, they're determined and destined to push, pull, drag people to become distinguished Toastmasters. And with that, that's a lot of, I love the blossom and growing and gardening, but that's a lot of fertilizing, that's a lot of watering, that's a lot of blooming, and a lot of pruning that's going to happen in the next, I will say, 380 days that we have. Because we have gone through our elections, and I don't think there's any installation. Is there an installation that goes along with that?
That was above my pay grade. I've never been in that position, but we'll ask Jean and find out what she says.
Yeah,
she had to be in. I think there is some kind of induction ceremony. Everybody goes through this whipping chain, and we all have whips that we.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was a different party. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh! You know what, Jean Williams? She always goes, no, and I start laughing when she says that. I'm like, oh my gosh! I hope he never starts that on our conversation. No, Jean, not on the show. Anyway, so I think there is an induction, and then we move on to the next phase, which is July 1st, of saying what our goals are, and here we are, and let's start growing, people. So that's my exciting thing. You know what was really funny? I was listening to Jean Williams the other day, and we were talking about, what were we talking about? You guys were talking about the division and something about campaigning. I must have done something that wasn't right on our live show about.
No, it was me. It was me. I mentioned something about having you as a running for division director, and she said we can't do campaigning on here, so it wasn't her fault. It was mine.
No,
it was me. I wasn't campaigning. I was just mentioning that you were running for division governor or division director.
Yeah.
I was the division governor. I way back in the past with District 33, but that was a great time.
Yeah. Well, when you're talking about it, you don't think of it as campaigning, or when you're trying to support somebody, you don't think it as campaigning. But I guess there's certain rules that you can and cannot say and do and participate, which, I think it also takes you out of your everyday, basically, Toastmasters roles if you can't talk and do, so it's that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird for me.
I think it's more the fact that we're not having all the division people who are running for office come on and talk. We're just singling out one person. That would be the disadvantage of being a part of the show is
because we're here all the time.
We're here all the time, and
but everybody also does have that opportunity. Everybody always has an opportunity.
If you want to be on the show, just let us know.
Exactly, because even though we're here, Jean and I are just having a conversation, we wouldn't have just a conversation with you. We would it would be more of a question, but Jean and I are always on the show and
grill you over the coals.
Yeah. But we're always on, and sometimes we have nothing to talk about and we just have a conversation amongst us, and you guys get to join in, or we do have something with purpose. Sometimes it's just hard to figure out what we really want to talk about. So hopefully, as Gene Williams puts up the help wanted, and maybe we could get that producer and say,
Yeah, that would be a great thing.
yeah, this is what we're going to talk about today. So on that note, I am actually going on a radio show with a realtor tomorrow, and the producer already has all the questions out ready for me. I thought that was pretty cool, and he will ask the questions. We'll have to tweak some because a lot of people don't know about title and escrow. But I did the same thing with Etta, right? Etta is probably, as much as I am getting to know her, she's the smartest person maybe I know. I know a lot of smart people, and she is like up there. But I gave her questions just so that she can feel more comfortable being on live, because if some people are still nervous. Remember, we did the show about introverts and extroverts, and this is live. This is going out to thousands of people, and they're not in front of you, but they will see it. So if you're interested in coming on the show, we could prepare the questions for you so that you are prepared, because that's one of the good things about Toastmasters, is that you do want to be prepared. And when you have a prepared speech or prepared questions, you do a whole lot better. So generally, for future guests, we ask about your Toastmasters journey. What have you gained and why do you stay? And it flies by really, really quick. 30 minutes goes by just like that. So those are generally the questions. And then, just like any interview, what comes out of those answers, we may ask you a question or two more. But once you have those questions answered, you're very much comfortable of being able to answer any of the questions. So if any of you know Etta, I'll give you a shout out again. Hi, Etta. That if any of you know Etta, and sometimes she does get a little nervous, that you see those questions that she answered, and oh my gosh, she was so on point, and it just made me so proud to know her. So it makes me proud to know a lot of you guys. But that day for Etta, it was amazing. And she did something else on Friday. She goes to my Valley Voices and Vices. She did something on Friday that really impressed me. I can't remember what it was, but I was just like, dang, that lady is super smart. It was an answer that nobody actually knew, and she rattled it off, and it's something obscured, and I can't even remember. I'm going to have to post that on Facebook one day so that people can see it. So anyway, but she's a Toastmaster, and she definitely has excelled in it. And for all of you Toastmasters out there who are like, oh my gosh, 6 o'clock in the morning is way too early, I've said it. I've been consistently doing this on Wednesday, every Wednesday for the past 50 weeks, plus or minus some that I couldn't show up to. But it's easy. It's easy to do. You get up, it's a routine, and you're just consistent about it. And again, the Toastmasters level, I think that we as Toastmasters, as we are moving up in certain directions in our organization, our volunteered organization, that we do have a level of expectations, I think, and of professionalism, and what else? Professionalism, that should be the only word that I should be looking for, that we can do this show. Anybody can do this show because of the fact that we are Toastmasters, and we know how to talk, we know how to look in the camera, and we know how to ask questions, right? Because we do, and answer questions, because we do table topics all day. So
all of this came out of the COVID, with all of us going online and being separated because of COVID. Meetings went on to Zoom, and we became very adverse at cameras and points of view. If you look at that newest club, Toastmasters in the Kitchen, I mean, you've got 2 cameras or more and talking while you're doing a demonstration. That's such an advanced club but it would never have happened if we hadn't have had COVID and had to go on to Zoom, because it's just so perfect to show that cooking demonstration online.
I totally agree with you on that because of the way that COVID, as Jean says, pushed us in the doors that we weren't ready for. But we have excelled in technology and be able to use the different cameras. I'm to the point where I want to get one of those cameras that that do the body movement too, because when we are doing Toastmasters in the kitchen, we move around a lot. And I think Monica, our evaluation contest winner, she did a demonstration where her daughter actually held the camera, and I told her that she brought a whole new level to our club, that now we have to have somebody do the camera. But a lot of the video bloggers that are out there, that's what they do. They have the O-ring, they have their camera, they usually use their phone, not a laptop. And it's definitely a skill that can be learned, and for possible YouTubers and video bloggers, that we as Toastmasters can help you perfect that skill. I was going to say something about Monica. Oh, Toastmasters in the kitchen also one morning want to do a demonstration and introduce their new officers, so we need to put them on the calendar for that. So we have a lady, her name is and she lives in Japan, and she is going to come on with our also member Doris, and she's from Canada. So Toastmasters in the Kitchen has an international flair, and we get to learn so many new things about cooking and European and different cultures, and it is so much fun. I get to promote that a little bit, but yeah, so they want to come on the show, and I think that maybe I can get some of our Valley Voices and Vices members as well to come on. It feels I have what do I want to say? A feeling for our Valley Voices and Vices that we are actually starting to expand a little bit more as well, where some of our old club members are coming back consistently. So it's making me really excited about being a Toastmasters and the possibilities of what's going to happen in the future.
Valley Voices and Vices, I miss that club. It was the one that promoted me into becoming an area governor and then division governor way back in the past. And, it's a great club. I like the facility where they were meeting. I know they're not there now at the credit union, but that room was set up perfectly.
Yeah, we're trying to get back in there, so hopefully George will have some information about that, because it is a nice classroom style, and it is definitely time for us to get back in it. I think it's almost 3 years. I saw Maria on Saturday, and I'm like, I'm missing your face,
We used to have a debate there like a couple times a year where we'd line up and talk about some. Do they still do that? The debate?
We did a debate once, and I loved it. We were going to do something different every 5th Friday, but we did a debate one early on in the year, and everybody was prepared, which I was really shocked at, because I didn't have that warm feeling like, oh, do I really want to do it type thing. But everybody was prepared, and everybody did a really good job at it. And of course, it was about college payments, how the kids, the college students are to survive. Should they get paid? People are, making money off of them, and they don't get any. And so it was great because people didn't know, who really believed in it, who didn't believe in it. And those who didn't believe in it still had to show that they believed in it. And it was great. It was great because it's not always about what you actually believe in and how you're going to defend it, but look at the other side of it as well. So that was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. We had a debate club going for a while that we would put topics in the hat, and
Hmm.
everybody would contribute topics, and you would draw the topic, and then you would draw the side. Like you might be totally for something, but you would be put on the opposition by
Yeah.
being drawn out of the hat.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to be speaking for something that you abhor.
Yeah.
But you know, to be a great debater, you need to know the other side as well as your side. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's
And I like that. And I think that we could use a little bit more of that, because of the fact that there's always conflict, and do you want to listen to the other side? So I think the debate is not about can you public speak, but also it expands your mind onto the other side, the opposing side, a different point of view. So, you know what? It's really funny that you wake up in the morning, wake up with Toastmasters, and you're like, what are we going to talk about today? And we can fill 30 minutes of something. So our time is up. I just want to remind you, tomorrow we have Ken and Phyllis again. They will be talking about setting your clubs up for success, which is really important because of the fact that without a success plan or without a plan, you're just there just to have fun. I learned that also during the interview process, that some clubs just go with the motion and without a plan. And I'm like, what? But that hurts me a little bit, but we will get those clubs growing. We'll get them on their distinguished president's points, and we'll get some distinguished Toastmasters and new clubs branching off, hopefully within 370 days. Jean, 300, that's the goal. July 1st, 2023, we'll have a few more clubs, and we'll have growth, and we'll have fun. That's my theory, my motto, my pledge is to have fun the next 370 days. So,
let me know how I can help you.
okay,
I've already talked to Anita, who has the clubs up in St. George. I told her I'd go up there with her when she does her club visits.
yeah.
And so
Well, we can all drive up there.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. They're
Yeah.
a great group.
Yeah, I like them. All right. And then maybe we could have, excuse me, could have a couple of our Utah members on as well. So we promoted it and talked about it at the conference. And so maybe, somebody can get up because it's 7:00 there, not 6:00.
They're an hour later than we are.
Yeah, that's right. So maybe we could get with, I can't think of her name, but the current division, she area director in the Utah area. So maybe we could get her as well to come on. I want to call her Robin, but I'm not quite sure. All right. Anyway, tomorrow is Ken and Phyllis, and then on Friday it's the pair of jeans. So you will see me next Wednesday, and maybe we'll have a guest or two. So we'll get with Ken and Scott and ask them, and Jean ask if they'll come on.
That'd be great.
And then after that, we'll probably have our Toastmasters in the kitchen as well. So, all right. It is Wednesday. Have a great day. Hump day. Whoop, whoop. And we'll see you next Wednesday.
Thanks.
Bye.